So we are recording this 59 minutes before we get the Fed rate decision. I actually don't think the rate decision will matter for this topic because I think we are getting 7% mortgage rates very soon. And I want to talk to Matt, the mortgage guy, about what it means for his book of business, what it means for his phone calls and conversations, because I think I actually have a surprise for him, but we're going to see what he says first. Matt, you ready for 7% mortgage rates?
I don't know. I'm excited about the surprise now, but yeah, it's when you asked about what it's going to do, you know, to buyers and the conversations and people I'm working with, without doubt, and we've said this on here so many times, as rates get higher, buyer demand fizzles, right? And then rates go down and buyers clamor back. Like we've seen it so many friggin' times that we can predict it. And quite honestly, I think I saw a stat, you know, mortgage applications are down 6.4%, you know, as mortgage rates climb to 6.78.
Yep.
That will happen some more, right? Rates climb to 7%, you know, applications are down 11%. That would be the headline. But the funny part is, like, I've had so many conversations. Actually drove to Danville last night to a real estate meetup with investors that are having the time of their lives, right? As the average, you know, retail buyer or home buyer out there throws their hands up and says, "This is hard." The investors that know that hard is good, because hard means less people will do. So they're having a field day. I think, gosh, what was it? Was it Mark that you interviewed that had a house that started at
Millennial Mike, 850 to 630 or something.
Right.
$220,000 off, something like that.
Right. Those kind of friggin' deals, man. Like you should be excited about that stuff.
Yeah. So I have, you know, I really do think 7% mortgage rates are coming, whether the Fed pauses or the Fed raises. I think a lot of it has to do with this war and inflation, you know, being stickier than people think. And you know, I just think rates are going higher. So I think there's actually two things that will be, at least in the short term, a net positive for you and folks in your business. The first one you already got. There's going to be a very small select set of people, and I'm going to call them investors for lack of a better term, that are going to feast because we're going to write disrespectful offers. We're going to get deals. Like if you're in my world, you are already underwriting deals at 7%. And then if you get 6.5, you're happy, right? So we've already been doing that for at least 6 months. So a 7% mortgage rate doesn't impact my community at all because I already told you to do that. So I think investors are going to, dude, and we're going to get deals of a decade, deals of a lifetime. There are motivated sellers everywhere. You just have to go look for them, find them, and be consistent. So investors win. Home buyers lose. Flippers lose. Mom and dad and, you know, home buyer lose. Lots of losers. Investors win. But here's the second one. And this one's going to be a short-term, probably 90-day window. There are a lot of home buyers that have been waiting a long time. And I'm talking years. And a lot of them, if you ask them and gave them truth serum, they're like, I'm waiting for 599. I'm waiting. And they've had a couple of shots at it over the last couple of years. The window was never very big, but they had a shot. But here's what's going to happen. Mom and dad are going to see a 7 handle. And mom and dad are going to fear an 8 handle. So they're going to take action. They're going to go write an offer. They're going to get the seller to kick in 2 points on a conventional to buy down the rate. And they're going to be happy getting 6 3/4, 6.65, because it's not 7 and it's not 8. So again, it's really weird. As rates, this happens every time with consumers. And that's why I've studied them for 30 years. As rates are naturally falling, it is human nature that you think they're going to continue to fall. The exact opposite is also true. As rates slowly drift higher, you naturally think they will continue to drift higher. So a 7 handle, I am predicting, will pull some limited demand off the sidelines, at least for a 90-day window. So I think that's the surprise you have looking forward to.
That's an interesting take, and I can see where you're coming from. It's all like, though that camp of people is going to be like, if I don't do it now, it
Yeah.
won't be possible. I can't do it at 8, so I must do it now. I want to say too, I agree with you. You know, I have so many conversations, and my conversation yesterday was the 2 points that you made. Like, there's uncertainty with war, and inflation is not low. So any hope of lower interest rates, you're not going to get it without those two things being solved first. You just won't.
Well, you know, the other thing I want to just say there, because I know you're going to go somewhere else next, but I want to cut you off there. The other thing I would start telling people is be careful what you wish for. Because one way we could get to 5.99 mortgage rates is 7% unemployment. So we're at 4.3 today. A 7% unemployment rate would certainly get the Fed to cut and certainly get lower rates. But do you really want 10 million people out of jobs? That's one way to get it. So I would tell you to be careful what you wish for.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Economic disaster that will make rates lower if that's what you're rooting for. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you told me that we might disagree if I said a phrase like, home prices may come down before mortgage rates do. Just because yesterday I had somebody like that really, really wanted to know when his first question was, will rates be down by fall? And I just said, no chance.
Yeah. Well, I guess I would I get all this all the time as well. It's like, what does down mean?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll be down from 6.85 to 6.72.
Yeah, if that's what you mean, then yeah, anything's possible. They're not going to 5.99 by the fall unless we have an economic disaster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I guess I can go first or you can go first. My conversation, just based on what I see, right? Because I study far less data. Yeah. I'm just what I heard on the phone from conversations and what I see out there. Quite honestly, I've been so busy that I think I've been reading less.
Well, that's not a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Not a bad thing, but you know, to somebody like the phone call I had yesterday, who's just looking for some sort of, you know, advantage or some sort of betterment to the current situation.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, to be honest, I think you'd have a price reduction before you'd have a rate reduction. If, you know, just looking at it as $500,000 house, 6.75. This is what the price looks like, you know, hoping that rates go to 6. So the cost is a fool's errand, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I think it's more likely it's still 6.75 or maybe even 6.875, mm-hmm. but the house you can get for 480.
So, I'm going to give you two different answers because I want to be as open-minded to this kind of train of thought. So if we are referring to median home price collapsing, in this case by, what would that be, 5%? You're smoking crack. It's not happening. If you're saying, hey, you might find one motivated seller that's willing to discount it 20, 30, shoot, Millennial Mike, 200 grand. Absolutely. And I'm telling you to go hunting. What most people get wrong is they think that the median home price is going to collapse, right? Creating doom is monetizing stupidity. If you want to monetize work, it doesn't go anywhere. But that's what I'm telling you to do. I am telling you in this example, you should be writing 17 offers on every $500,000 home at 450 or 435 or 415 based on how the numbers work. And based on my history and my thousands and thousands of community members, you will eventually get a deal. So it depends on what you're referring to. If you're trying to paint a picture that the median home price is going to go down 20 or 30 grand, I don't like your chances. If you're saying, hey, be disciplined, do the work, follow up, write 17 or 1,700 offers or whatever the number is, could you find a motivated seller? Absolutely. In fact, I'm screaming from the hilltop to do it. So it really depends on where you were coming from.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not betting on, you know, every single home, the whole median home price to be pulled down. But I would also say it's going to be a lot more than a random seller here or there. I just see
Oh, for
so
sure.
many, 50 days on the market, 55 days on market. And I think that like even in areas.
Well, do you know what the median days on market is today for the country?
No.
70.
Wow. And what I'm seeing is, because generally speaking, like Sacramento, the Bay Area, stuff that's close to me that I do more business than I would in other markets. The ones that are probably the last to see the softening in certain respects, right?
Yeah,
like there's, I'm seeing markets that are generally fast moving, slowing down,
No, absolutely. I just talked to Adrian from Orange County, right? Which is probably the most special plotted dirt in California. He's like, dude, it's crickets here. So, yeah.
The wild part is it hasn't come to San Francisco yet. Like those.
Well, San Francisco got beat up for years, so they're just recovering from a disaster.
Right.
That's the story there.
Yeah. I mean, at least in the areas where I got a couple buyers looking, I'm like, dude, it is competitive. Release contingencies.
Dude, there's properties going for $1 million over asking. Can you imagine? $1 million.
A lot of AI money floating around, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, let's get into today. We're obviously right now we are 48 minutes away from the Fed decision. So what say you? Pause or hike?
I'm gonna go with pause.
Okay.
I know we've got 1 in 3 is not a bad chance. At least that's what the odds say.
That's what they say. Yep.
On hike, but I don't think that Warsh wants to come out swinging, in my opinion, and do it.
I think the big question is how many dissents, because again, you can get there's 12 voting members, so you could get a 7-5, even a 6-6, and then he'll break the tie. But do you think there'll be any dissents? Like we get a pause, but they're like 2 dissents, 3 dissents.
Yeah. I mean, I think almost certainly there's some dissents. It's just a matter of is it 3? Is it 4?
Yeah, I think that's the question. Yeah, very cool. All right, well, it's never boring. And again, let's also talk about this. You've had a lot of luck with the ORAC community with your new HELOC because there's a lot of people that did the work and got deals and are sitting on equity. How's that going?
It's going really good. And I'll tell the ORAC community, continue to reach out. I love having the conversations. As some people have realized, like, I can't lend in every state. Okay. But I still want to have the conversation and make sure I connect you with somebody who's great. Connected somebody yesterday with a loan officer in Connecticut, one in Indiana, one in Illinois. If you're in a state that I'm licensed in, let's rock and roll. I've done a ton of these in California. We've probably got 25 or 30 applicants.
I actually had somebody comment that they got their money in like 10 days.
Oh, it's quick. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's quick. It's easy. The terms are great. I actually was doing so many of them that the lender gave me my own link where I used to have to take an application and import it into theirs. And they're like, here, just have a link.
Do this. This is quicker.
Send them straight here. So if anyone's interested, go to mtmg.com. We'll get you the link if you want to chat about it first.
Yep.
I continue to learn about them. And somebody said that too. They were like, you and Mike should have talked more about all the ins and outs. Maybe we'll do that next week. Maybe I'll talk about the draw period and all the other stuff that goes along with it. But
sounds good. We'll do that next week. All right, bud. Take care. Have a good week.
Thanks, Mike.
Bye.